paying for gas.
All right, so let's talk about it, right? What's up, Lions fans, on this beautiful Sunday? Beautiful Sunday, out doing yard work, enjoying my day with my family and kids, and then my phone goes off. ZaDarius Smith release from Detroit. And he's not coming back on a different deal. He's just released. Without any detail or anything of why or whatever. Typical Brad Holmes, right? Why are we moving on from ZaDarius Smith when we didn't bring in a compliment for Aiden Hutchinson? You're not going to bring in somebody from this draft with the picks that we have that's going to contribute to the level of a veteran in ZaDarius Smith. I didn't even speak on the Davenport signing. If you didn't see that coming, it's typical Brad Holmes, bro. Again, as long as y'all been following my channel, I've told y'all over and over and over again. We do not pay for success in Detroit. We don't have Howie Roseman. We don't have that here in Detroit. We don't pay. We haven't paid since back in the Illich days. That's just not what we do. We'll throw the wrong money at the wrong people. We'll do that quick. But we don't pay. We don't bring in big contracts. We don't make big splashes. That's not what we do overall. The Tigers didn't do it this season. The Pistons didn't do it. The Lions ain't going to do it. You know, his name's being thrown out there, Landry, Hendrickson. I believe it when I see it. It's not our DNA. It's not what we do. We like to continue to just have a bunch of guys and hope that that's enough to push us to the Super Bowl. That's what we think it is. That's evident. That's not my opinion. I could care less to give an opinion right now because I'm exhausted talking about the defensive line. For the last 3 years, I've been talking about this defensive line. I'm exhausted with it. I do not get paid from the Lions organization. They do not know it. They don't even know I exist. Why am I up here defending on the behalf of the Detroit Lions all the time? I'm done with doing that. I really am. They need to explain it. Put out some details. Give us something. Because all we ask for is to be competent while we have a star player in Aiden Hutchinson and give him what he needs. We didn't do that while we had stars here in Detroit. Remember when we had Matthew Stafford, Calvin Johnson? We never got an O-line and a running game for them. We never got a compliment for Darius Slay. It's just something that we don't do. Dominic Sue. We had a great defense for 1 year. But it was a bunch of banged up guys. Typical Lions DNA. Bunch of banged up guys that was missing games here and there. Some guys a little bit older than they should be. We just cannot put this complimentary team together for some reason. Offense gets everything they want. But when it comes to the D-line, it's just like, I'm just throwing a bunch of guys out here. I always talk about Onzarike, Pascal, some of those guys, because they should have never been drafted. That's why. Especially Onzarike in the second round. We still don't know who he is. Pascal had injuries before we even brung him here, and he's still been having them since he's been here. Alim McNeil is not going to be back to like probably game 5 or something next season? Week 5? We're not going to go out and get somebody like Calais Campbell or something like that to fill in, or you know, we're just not that team. I'm tired of being not that team. That's just me. So what are we doing, Brad Holmes? Because, you know, a lot of people say, hey, trust in Brad Holmes. I don't trust nobody but God. I tell y'all all the time. I don't trust nobody but God. Human beings will let you down. I don't put faith in nobody but Christ. So miss me with that. I've been a Lions fan just as long as you have. I know better, just like you should. Just as quick as we built this thing up and changed it, it can go right back. And I'm not saying that's what's happening just because of what happened today. But if we don't take advantage of this window that we have, before you know it, we're going to be backpedaling again. We have an opportunity in front of us. Take it. I'm tired of watching other teams take the opportunity that you guys complain about taking. In the same breath, you would say the Lions, we don't need to throw all of this and this and that and do all of this right away. And we don't need to get this player and all this for this money. But then you'll sit around and watch the Super Bowl with a team that just did that exact very thing every single year. It's like, I don't know what the Lions fan base wants. I really don't. You need to stop trusting in people so much. That's one thing. We are the most gullible and vulnerable fan base I've ever seen in my life. We trust everything and everybody. Get me to the Super Bowl. Division titles ain't it. That's not division titles is not what I'm here for. I'm here for NFC championships and Super Bowl appearances. That's what I'm here for. Winning the division is not the standard. And again, if we're going to go in the playoffs and go up against elite talent, especially at quarterback, elite talent, we have to have a real pass rush. There is no way, shape, or form around that. There is no other way around that. I don't care how tired you are of hearing it, it's the truth. Your defense has to be able to operate. You're not getting Carlton Davis Jr. Zeitler probably ain't coming back either. You cannot do everything through the draft. The draft is how you build a team. But when it comes to winning, that's where free agency and trades come into place. There's levels to this shit. And if we're always the team that's sitting on our fingers, we're going to always be the team that get ousted when it gets in the thick of the playoffs. Brad Holmes, what are you doing? Are we bringing in a different player? Or are we busy just trying to pay all of our buddies? Because I'm going to tell you something. If the NFL is a business, if that holds true, like I've watched my entire life, everyone cannot stay. Everyone cannot stay. I got friends still blowing my phone up. Like, what the hell is going on? Everybody's looking for us to get them explanations. Well, from this content creator, you ain't getting one. Brad Holmes needs to explain. He needs to explain. So that's where I'm at with it. I don't even know. I'm not feeling one way or the other about it. For me, it's stupid. Whatever. Because like I said, ZaDarius Smith was more than just an edge rusher. He was a culture guy. He was a great locker room guy. He was a great guy for the city. I don't know. Makes no sense to me. We'll figure it out. But if it's just to save a couple of pennies in cap space, you can get bent. Simple and plain. Leave it in the comments, man. I'm watching.